Well, ladies and gentlemen, how are you? This is the Cowpole Podcast. I was to do it over on Spec, but I figured I'd do this in the Cowpole Podcast without any music. But my name is Jeff, and here we are. Pete Rose, dead at 83. But a lot of people died. It was not a Deadpool hit. We did have a few that came through. We had Chris Christopherson, and then the guy that just passed away from Good Times was another Deadpool hit. So I'm going to have to shell out some money for that behavior. So I knew he was sick, but I guess he was in a wheelchair. But he went to the big sky. I don't know if he went down or up, but Pete Rose, the hit king, off and running, the big boy from Cincinnati. People love the guy, but we always said before, I had Ted on. I'm going to try to call Ted if I get hold of him. If not, Chris Ranson. If not, I'll just babble on about it. I'm not a feeble little man kind of guy. But did make news. I just tell my wife, a lot of people are dying that we grew up with. That's the way it is. But I'm in 60s, so a lot of stuff's going on. So it's the way she works. But anyway, remember the military, the armed forces, all the branches. We appreciate your service to this country. And to the Air Force, the Army, and the Marines, the Navy, and the Merchant National Guard, Coast Guard, the in-on uniform. And thank you so much for all you guys do out there. Without you, nothing at all. Appreciate it. Men, women, blue, like Cop Call Crackhead tonight. The VPs are going to take the stage. I think it's in, I don't know where it's in, maybe New York, but you're going to have Timmy and JD are going to talk about the hunch. And I know prayers up everybody out there on the East Coast getting their asses whipped. Not cool at all. And the Hurricane Helene, what do you want to call it? So I'm sure there'll be people out there. It's not. I've seen all these videos. They're just like, oh my goodness. But when the ocean roars up, Mother Nature usually wins. But make good choices in your life. Your choices, who you run with. Don't drink and drive. Safe sex an issue. Keep the kids out. A lot of you always talk about just behave yourself out there. It's not that tough. But you don't run. If you run with poor people, be poor. Run with criminal, be a criminal. I've been listening to Aaron Hernandez, the gangster. Listen to his jailhouse tape with the Pouncey brothers. I mean, kids be able to hear that just talking about sex and the double G hard R, every other word out of his name. So he's referring to somebody. He refers to him as a racial slur. I'm like, wow. But but it just, that was nonstop. But anyways, you guys. So let's see if I get hold of Ted, the talking head. I know he was in Florida. I don't know if he went down there or not, and I know he's from South Carolina. We're going to see if Ted the Talking Head can get him on. His Mets are in the playoffs. Let's see if I get Ted on. If not, I'll call Chris Ranson. If not, like I said, line, they're in a line now. If he would have just confessed to his behavior. Let's see. Ted the Talking Head. Well, that's too bad. I know he was down in Florida, but oh well. You can't always get what you want, right? Well, but let's see if we get Chris Ranson from DriveItToBe.com on. See if I get his young ass on. It's sometimes hard to get hold of him because of his. Let me see, Chris Ranson. Let me see.
Hey, what's going on?
I'm doing a little audio version on Pete Rose, dead at 83.
Yeah.
So my question to you is, but anyways, how the hell are you doing? Everything's all good?
Great.
So, I'm not a feeble old man, but, he's with the hit king. I watched the documentary on him in the whatever it's called, of Pete Rose. What do you want to call it? The Matter of Pete Rose. I watched the whole thing. And, sometimes you want to take a shower. I was listening to Danny Barrero here in Minnesota and K-Fan, and they had a secret meeting with Bud Selig with Schmidt and Bench. And he said, hey, Chris, if you apologize to people for your behavior, no more gambling, he gets in. What does he do? He goes right to a casino and does a signing. Okay. My question to you is, if me and Ted have talked about, I don't know if me and you have either, it's a lot easier to lose than it is to win. Okay. Was he lying then or lying now? Do you think, did he bet on baseball or did he not bet on baseball? Because are you just saying to get in to say that you did bet? I say you have a shame Hall of Fame. You put people like him, the druggies, in a different part of the Hall of Fame and say, hey, this is our dark part of the Major League Baseball. And I say, fine. Your thoughts on Pete Rose's career, sir? Go ahead.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts?
I agree. I mean, Pete Rose, he had a big impact on baseball.
Mm-hmm. He did have a big. I mean, I just think it was. I get all this hit king behavior going on, but I watched that documentary on the guy, and it's like I get it, man. I think they'll probably put him in the Hall of Fame. I think probably now that he's dead, so he can't enjoy it. So I don't. He made the deal with and he signed the documents, and Charlie Hustle. He's beloved or hated in Cincinnati, of his behavior. So I don't know. I don't because I know that we're in the playoffs right now with baseball, correct?
Yep.
But I just this whole stuff with him is just kind of a, it's unfortunately. I guess he was confined to a wheelchair, and wasn't doing very well, so I was kind of surprised that last time I saw the guy, he was walking. But do you think he'll put him in the Hall of Fame or not?
I think it'll be interesting for sure to see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see. They might, because they want to seem to enjoy it now that he's dead. Because I know they changed the rules right before he was supposed to be eligible for the Hall of Fame. They changed the rules on it at the last minute because they didn't want him to get in. So, but anyways, I just figured get your opinion on that since you are Draft Utopia and you do a lot of talk about baseball. So, anyways, my friend, I appreciate you coming on. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, there he goes, Chris Ranson. And I thought he'd be a little more forthcoming, but he wasn't. But that's fine. I thought he'd be a little more forthcoming on that. But he's a baseball guy, but I think he's more into NFL. But whatever, give his opinion on some science. Anyways, he's still good shit. JeffTubby.com. But I get it. People love the guy. There's going to be a lot of people that are pissed about the guy, but he signed the documents to say, hey, and then he had the secret meeting, and I watched that whole video with him, the whole documentary on the guy, and then having sex with young children. It's like, really? I'm like, what's going on with you, man? Then he claimed because he goes it was consenting. I don't care. Those are children, man. I don't get it, man. I've always said 21 or older for this cowboy. I just don't understand that behavior. But there's plenty of people well over the age of 21. I mean, if you're 40 and she's 21, or he, I don't care. I mean, where are you going to go with a 19-year-old person? I mean, where are you going to go? You can't go to a bar. But I watched that documentary on it. It was good, but he had a lot of chances to behave himself and get a chance to be able to get her done, get in the Hall of Fame. But I mean, what did you or didn't you? That's what I love to ask the guy. Were you lying then or you lying now? It's a great line in L.A. Law and Order. By the way, were you lying then or you lying now? Objection. I mean, it's once you're a liar, you're always a liar. Once you say something and then you try to double back on it, you're just a liar. It's all there is to it. That's just plain and simple. That's the way I've always looked at it. It's just it's unfortunately I think he had like 5 kids. He was married I think twice and was screwing around behind his wife's back, and now he had a junior son. But yeah, he's got the all hit leader and loved to gamble. It's like me. I was telling my wife, it's like saying I have cancer. All of a sudden, I'm going to quit smoking. It's too late now. When you commit yourself to smoking and drinking like a wild banshee, all of a sudden bad things are going to happen. You're going to all of a sudden get cancer, or you're going to be drinking like a fish, and you're going to have liver cancer, and you're out of this or that. I mean, what the hell's his name? Oh God, his wife he was paralyzed. Christopher Reeve was paralyzed. He died from that accident. Then she died of lung cancer, but never smoked a day in her life. But no, it's unfortunate he's dead. But like I was telling her, I said all the people I grew up with, I know a sports figure. The other guy from Pumpkin Ball passed away, Matumbo. He passed away at 58. I've always said I'm into overtime in my life, just waiting for the safety. To go wherever I'm going to go, right? But and I get all this behavior going on, and I understand that he's well beloved and everything else, and people love the guy, and I get it, but I don't quite get it, man. That you had a chance to better yourself and say, okay, I did it. I'm sorry, and then you get it done, and you take care of your problem. But for some reason, like I said, line in or line now. I mean, he had a lot of records. The most hits, everything else, and he had 2 rings. World champions. He was a all-star. Did that one slide where he hit that guy who came in head first in the lovely and talented all-star game. So they didn't really recognize it on Monday Night Football. They kind of did. I saw it come across the ticker. I'm like, oh, really? So right now they're in the middle of playoffs with Major League bums. They're ready to get that. Mets got in a double header with Atlanta. And tonight we have the lovely and 83 legend who dies at 83. Didn't see here now. So he won a World Series with Cincinnati Reds in 1974, and claiming so he has 3. I apologize. One with the Philadelphia Phonies. So I forgot he did win 3. So I forgot about that. The Phillies. He won 1 in 1980. So it's 1975-76. Nicknamed Charlie Hustle, won the 1970 MVP award and won the 1975 World Series MVP. He was selected 17 All-Stars in 21 seasons at the unprecedented 5 different positions across the infield and outfield. Yeah, he was a switch hitter too as well. So he also had a brief stint with the Montreal Expos, went on to take charge of the Reds from 1984 to 1989, and 3 years as a player manager. However, he given a lifetime ban in 1989, betting on baseball, in which he had been involved in a player manager, which controversially rendered himself permanently ineligible from being chosen in Major League Hall of Fame. In a 2004 autograph, he admitted in gambling Reds games, but insisted he'd never bet the game against his own team. Well, you didn't do it from before. If you would have admitted it, that you gambled, you would have been in the Hall of Fame and said, I'm sorry. And that's what you do. I made a poor choice. You don't lie. So, I don't know. Am I supposed to believe him then or now? Line then or line now? He accumulated 4,256 hits. Defies batter striking the baseball into fair territory, reaching base without doing so via an error or fielder's choice, and played 3,502 games in his career, more than any other player. Our hearts are deeply saddened by the news of James Ben, said Bob Canson, the Reds' principal owner and manager partner. Who's that one owner they had that she kind of praised Hitler? It's like, you idiot. He was a hell of a player, man. He was a little runt, and he was the kind of guy that hit anything, kind of like Curry Puckett. He would hit at anything. But there'll be a lot of people talking about the legacy, and people will move on to some more substantial. Augustine Conference announced that Rose had been a lifetime ban. Decision 91. The Hall of Fame would rule ineligible for induction. Rose attempted to downplay the news, insisting that he had never bet on baseball, that he would eventually be reinstated. But the ban remained in place, and Rose never made it to the Hall of Fame in his lifetime. His status long debated. Rose's supporters included Donald J. Trump, who told him 15th of the year he was elected, tweeted, "Can't believe Major League Baseball just rejected Pete Rose." Well, that's the way she goes, man. It's you make your poor choices like that. I got after the meeting he had, he went right in gambling again. It's just in his mind. Yeah, it's not a lie, just as long as you believe it to be the truth. A good friend of mine, I worked at International Hair Goods. We'd always say that it's not a lie, just as long as you believe it to be the truth. And in his mind, he's nothing wrong. But it's a lot easier to lose than it is to win. Period. So it's unfortunate, but it's the way she goes, man. But like I said, you have a shame Hall of Fame, and you put him over there with all the drug addicts. Then you walk in there, you pay an extra $10, and it's dark, and there's his plaque of all his great stuff. But this is why you're here. Every family has some all families have something they don't like about a family, and they don't talk about it. But if I was a billionaire tomorrow, hey, guess what? I'll build the Hall of Shame. You start putting drug dealers, drug addicts in there who you don't want, and they put them in there. You put McGuire in there, Sosa, Sosa, and you put him in there and be done with it. That's the way I look at it. Okay, but I don't know. It's unfortunate, I mean, he's dead, and people are gonna, they're gonna give all the major league bum people, and Philly loved him, and Montreal loved the guy, and I get it. He was fun to watch when I was in school. He played like any sport you want to play, but it's just going to be that filthy little gambling that's going to screw himself over. It's unfortunate, man. I just think it's. I get you want to. I mean, I wish I could go to a casino every weekend and bet on NFL and make $5,000 a weekend. It doesn't work that way. I like golf too much to lose money on it. I've played for lunch with people. I've played for pop or something, and I go down to Iowa and I'll play some parlay cards. I'll bring $50, play 5 for $50. But when you ruin the integrity of the game, that's what we call the National Fix-It League and this behavior. Because you look at gambling now, it's all over the place right now. I mean, it's all over. I mean, you watch an NFL game, and the first one's for free. Jeff Dubay, and everybody knows who he is. Here in Minnesota, I've done 2 audios on the guy. Somebody gave him a free drug in someone's basement, and he ruined a great career at K-Fan with the personal ass looker Paul Allen. And, it's an easy job. And Common Man's on it over at K-Fan. I know 93X has had their morning guy do the evening one. Me and Chris Ransom, he wasn't very talkative. I think I caught him off guard, but he's not a baseball guy. But me and Chris Ransom can do a morning show with Ted the Talking Head, and Chris would lead the charge, and I'd be along for the ride. It's not that tough to have radio, but it's like a hooker. I'll give you the first one for free, right? And then you got to pay, and then I'm going to tell your wife. So that kind of behavior goes. It's like if you're in a prison. I worked in a prison. You give a dollar to an inmate. Well, guess what? To hold it against you, better give me some more. I'm going to turn you in. So you continue. So, but no, he has to eat. He'll be remembered as a great baseball player, but just as a gambler who made some poor choices in his life, not mistakes. Just like with the Pouncey brother with Aaron Hernandez, they did they said they made a mistake on the free Hernandez shirts. No hats. No, you didn't. You put the hats on. You made them. That was funny. A guy murdered. Allegedly 2, but for sure 1, and I listen to those tapes, and the guy just doesn't, you can't have a conversation with Double G Hard R right away. But no, it's unfortunate. You hate to see him pass away, but 83 years old is a good run. That's a long time to live in my mind. So Godspeed, and you got people dying. Chris Christopherson, you've got almost what his name is. He passed away. There was somebody else was on a hit. I can't remember who the other one was, but. Yeah, a lot of people dying. Some actor passed away, young, and it's, hate to see. I read the obituaries, and I see people dying at like 25 or 48, and I've outlived my father and my dad and my brother, and if I can, keep right every year is another good year for me because everybody else has died young. So, but peterose, wherever you're at, man, line then or line now, man. That's all. I love to ask the guy, man. I mean, did you or didn't you? Why'd you, I mean, it's too bad that he's gonna be remembered for that behavior. I hate to hold grudges, but it's dumb that he would have just confessed up. He would have been in the Hall of Fame, and it would have been all good. But it is what it is, you guys. But he was a gold sets a price. That's the way I look at it. He was a gold sets a price. It's they have the rules in the Hall of Fame, this or that. Joe Mauer got NFL Hall of Fame. I mean, Major League Baseball, excuse me. But anyways, guys, I just wanted to do a quick audio here in the Cowboy Podcast. I appreciate you coming to be in the military about the Air Force, the Army, and the Marines, and the Navy, and the Merchant National Coast Guard, the Air and uniform. We thank you very, very much. All you guys do out there, and the men and women in blue. Too as well, like Cop Call Crackhead, get out and vote this year, and you are who you run with. Don't run with drug addicts or drug dealers, and then safe sex an issue. Throw a pill, AIDS will kill you, herpes will last forever. The father, the child runs off. You women carry the groceries when you get pregnant, and he runs off. Like I said, you F in the back seat of the car, you have sex on the couch, you make love in the bed, okay? And don't drink and drive. Please call someone, emerge, someone pick up the phone. Anyways, from the poor side, I'm going to talk on the first day of October. Christmas is 31 days away for people on YouTube. Just remember, I did not have sexual relations with that one, Miss Lewinsky. We need some rain. Enjoy Week 5, the National Fix-It League. Pete Rose, rest in peace. Would have told the truth from the very beginning. But line then or line now. Bitch, please me, bitch, please. See you guys all later. The Cowpole Podcast is out of here. Bitch, please. And I mean, bitch, please. See y'all later, bitches.